On March 30th, 1968, in the small town of Charlemagne, Quebec, a child was born into a home that had very little in terms of money, but an abundance of music. Céline Dion was the 14th child of Thérèse Dion and Adhémar Dion, and their modest house was always full of siblings, laughter, and the sound of instruments. Life there was simple and often challenging. Privacy was rare, and every meal required creativity to make sure everyone had enough. Winters in Quebec could be harsh, and money was often tight, but the family had something that kept their spirits warm: music. Her father played the accordion, her mother sang beautifully, and the children often joined in. For young Celine, music wasn't a hobby. It was part of everyday life. Around the kitchen table, songs replaced worries, and melodies helped the family celebrate and cope with difficult days. A kitchen table performance that changed everything. One of the earliest signs of Celine's remarkable talent came when she was only 5 years old. During a family gathering, she climbed onto the kitchen table and began to sing. It wasn't just a child playing around. Her voice had a clarity and power that immediately caught everyone's attention. The room fell silent as she finished the song. Her parents exchanged a quiet glance that spoke volumes. They sensed that something special lived in their daughter's voice. For the Dion family, music had always been a shared joy. But this moment felt different. It felt like the beginning of something bigger than any of them could imagine. Encouraged by her family, Celine kept singing at small events and gatherings. Each performance strengthened her confidence and love for music. What began as a simple family moment soon turned into the first step of a journey that would take her far beyond that kitchen table. A song sent with hope. When Celine was 12 years old, her mother decided to take a bold step. She helped write a song called Ce n'était qu'un rêve. It was only a dream. The family recorded a simple demo tape and sent it to a well-known Quebec music manager, René. Managers received countless tapes, and most were ignored. At first, this one nearly was too. But something about the recording made René listen again. Intrigued, he arranged a meeting with the family. When he arrived, he expected a typical young performer. Instead, he found a shy 12-year-old girl who sang with astonishing emotion and confidence. As she finished, René was moved to tears. In that moment, he realized he had discovered a rare talent. Soon after, he made a remarkable decision. He mortgaged his own home to fund Celine's first album, proving just how strongly he believed in her future. Building a star with patience and care. After signing Celine, René Angélil carefully planned her path into the music industry. Her early French-language albums quickly gained popularity in Quebec. Audiences were captivated by her powerful voice and genuine stage presence. Yet René believed her talent could reach much further than one region. Instead of rushing her into international fame, he focused on preparing her for a wider audience. Celine took vocal lessons, learned English, and worked on developing a confident stage image. This process wasn't about changing who she was, it was about helping her grow into the global artist she could become. Through it all, she remained deeply connected to her family and her roots. She worked tirelessly, knowing that success would require dedication and patience. Years later, she would often say that René believed in her even before she believed in herself. And that belief shaped everything that followed. Love that grew. Behind the spotlight. As the years passed, the relationship between Celine and René evolved beyond professional partnership. René was 26 years older and had already lived a full life in the music industry. Their bond, built on years of trust and shared dreams, gradually deepened into love. When their relationship became public, it sparked intense discussion. Many people focused on their age difference, and the media often questioned their story. Yet Celine remained calm and confident when speaking about it. She knew what their relationship meant to her and refused to let outside opinions define it. In December 1994, they married in a grand ceremony at the Notre Dame Basilica. The wedding was broadcast on Canadian television and watched by thousands. For Celine, it was not just a public event. It was the celebration of a love that had grown quietly for many years. The night the world discovered her. Celine's global breakthrough came in 1988 when she represented Switzerland at the Eurovision Song Contest 1988. She performed the song Ne partez pas sans moi and won the competition by a single point. That victory introduced her voice to millions across Europe. Suddenly, she was no longer just a rising star in Quebec. She was an international artist. In the years that followed, she released several English-language albums that steadily expanded her audience. Songs like The Power of Love and Because You Loved Me climbed charts around the world. Her music resonated with listeners because it carried emotion and sincerity. People felt connected to her voice in a personal way. With every album, her reputation grew stronger, and soon she was performing on some of the largest stages in the world. A song that became a global memory. In 1997, Celine recorded the song My Heart Will Go On for the film Titanic, directed by James Cameron. The movie became a worldwide phenomenon, and the song quickly followed. Its soaring melody and heartfelt lyrics captured the emotion of the film perfectly. The recording process was surprisingly simple. Celine sang the song in a single take. That raw performance ended up becoming the final version heard by millions. As Titanic broke box office records, the song spread everywhere. Radio stations, weddings, concerts, and personal playlists. For many listeners, it became more than just a hit. It became a memory tied to powerful emotions. By the end of the decade, Céline Dion had sold over 100 million records and earned recognition as one of the most powerful voices in music. Choosing love over career. In 1998, life changed dramatically when René was diagnosed with throat cancer. The news was deeply personal and frightening for the family. Without hesitation, Céline made a decision that surprised many in the entertainment world. She stepped away from her career to care for her husband. Concerts, recordings, and appearances were put on hold so she could focus on being present with him during treatment. For nearly 2 years, she remained largely out of the spotlight. This period showed a different side of the global superstar. A devoted partner, willing to pause everything for love. Thankfully, René eventually recovered, and Celine later returned to performing. When she launched her Las Vegas residency at Caesar's Palace, it became one of the most successful live shows ever created, attracting audiences from around the world. Facing a rare health challenge. In 2022, Celine shared that she'd been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a rare neurological condition that affects muscle movement and can cause severe stiffness and spasms. The diagnosis explained the physical difficulties she had been experiencing. As a result, she canceled several performances and focused on treatment and therapy. It was a challenging adjustment for someone whose life had always been centered around performing. Yet she approached the situation with honesty and determination. She spoke openly to her fans, explaining that she was working hard with medical specialists and physical therapists. Throughout this time, her children and close friends supported her daily routine and recovery efforts. While the road ahead remained uncertain, her resilience continued to inspire people around the world. Still standing, still singing. Even with the challenges of her condition, Celine has never lost her connection to music. In 2024, she made an emotional appearance during the opening ceremony of the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Standing beneath the lights near the Eiffel Tower, she sang La Haine à l'amour, a classic associated with Edith Piaf. The performance touched millions of viewers across the world. It wasn't simply about vocal ability, it was about courage and perseverance. Her voice carried the story of everything she'd experienced: success, love, loss, and determination. Today, she continues focusing on her health while remaining hopeful about performing again. Through every chapter of her life, Céline Dion has shown that true strength is not about avoiding hardship. It is about continuing forward with grace and heart, even when the path becomes difficult.